Welcome to the David Kurten Show here on today's News Talk TNT. Wherever you are in the world, it's really good to have you joining me today. Now, in the UK, there is an outbreak of wokery in local councils. This is a word that is sometimes used as a bit of a joke. Oh, this is woke, that is woke. But when local councils are enforcing rules on individuals and businesses to close them down and to cancel parts of our culture, it becomes very, very serious indeed. At the weekend, we heard of a fish and chip shop in the London borough of Greenwich, which put up a lovely little mural, small, on a little wall by the side of the fish shop, just to say, have a great British meal in front of a Union flag, the flag of our country, and a fish, we're talking fish, a little bit of a funny symbol, and a packet of chips. It was there to encourage people to come and eat some fish and chips, a great British meal, which is known all around the world as British food, archetypal British food. Lots of foreign visitors actually came to eat at the restaurant and get fish and chips there to take away. The restaurant had actually won TripAdvisor's 2016 award for the best London's top-rated restaurant. There was, however, a single complaint, apparently, about this mural, saying that someone thought it was inappropriate, that there was a British flag on the wall of a fish and chip shop, British food, in Greenwich, a British borough in the British capital city. I think that's an absolutely ridiculous complaint to make, and there isn't actually any evidence that there was such a complaint. We're just told that some ward councillors who are sitting on the local borough council in Greenwich received a complaint about the mural. Nevertheless, despite the fact that there was a petition to keep the mural up, gaining 3,000 signatures, the planning enforcement team of the council, a very officious name of one of their departments, came round to the owner, who himself is actually a migrant from Cyprus. He came to the country a long time ago in 1977. He's been here, obviously, nearly 50 years, but set up a fish and chip shop. The council planning enforcement team came to him and said, "We want you to paint over that mural because it's inappropriate to have a British flag on the side of a fish and chip shop in Britain." Now, Greenwich is a Labour-run council. It has 55 councillors. 52 of them are Labour and 3 Conservative. I mean, I don't rate the Conservatives much. They're just the same as Labour these days. But it really tells you that you have Labour councillors are militating against our own culture. I think this is an absolute disgraceful decision and a disgraceful way to treat the owner, a successful owner of a good business which supports British culture in London. We also heard just yesterday that another council in Devon has put a noise abatement order on a church. Now, this is St. John the Baptist Church in Witheridge in Devon. It's a rural village in mid-Devon, surrounded by fields. And the church bells have rung on the hour, and every 15 minutes, just a single bell to mark the quarter, half, and three-quarter of the hour for 150 years. They again had a single complaint about the noise of the church bells, and then they put a noise abatement order on the church demanding that they muffle the sound or stop the church bells ringing at night and also on the quarter, half, and three-quarters of the hour. So they had to put in a silencer, which is programmed, and now it only rings on the hour from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. There was again 300 people signing a petition to let the church bells keep ringing all day, every day, as they had done for 150 years. But on the strength of one complaint, the council won out and forced the church to cancel their bells for the majority of the time that they ring. Who knows who that single complainant was? My guess is it's someone who moved in from outside the village, from some metropolitan area, and immediately they got there, decided they were going to complain about how life has been for 150 years. This is, again, a terrible thing that one person can win over the vast majority of people who want something cultural to continue. On the other hand, there are many councils in London who are allowing the Muslim adhan, the call to prayer, to suddenly start up on the basis that they live now in an area that's been demographically changed. And it's a Muslim majority area, such as Tower Hamlets or Newham or Waltham Forest. These councils have, since 2020, allowed the Muslim call to prayer to ring out at sunset during Ramadan first, but then in some places there's been more activism and they've got the council to agree to let the call to prayer be sung every day of the year. And then it's moving not just from once a day to 2 times a day to 3 times a day. You can imagine eventually in some areas, the adhan will be said every day, every day, 5 times a day. So in these areas, councils are not abating noise, they're allowing noise. But in areas where people want our traditional church bells ringing out and our union flag being allowed to be displayed on the side of buildings, councils are militating against them. Here you have a clear 2-tier cultural policy being implemented, very similar in source to the 2-tier policing and 2-tier justice that we're all becoming aware of. Unless we're very careful and we stop electing people into councils who are going to make these decisions, we're going to continue to get 2-tier culture. Foreign cultures will be elevated, our own culture will be suppressed and cancelled, and we cannot let that happen. This is today's News Talk, TNT.
Be a part of the conversation.
I want representation I can trust.
Have your say.
Biden isn't doing enough.
This is today's News Talk Radio, TNT.
Welcome back to the David Kurten Show. And Gemma Cooper, our news correspondent, is here with the latest on the UK headlines. Welcome to the show, Gemma.
Thank you, David. Yeah, it's that time of the show where I bring you a little snapshot of what's getting the British public talking. But those stories that you've just highlighted there, goodness me, talk about a war on joy, church bells. I mean, really, you couldn't make it up. They're both so utterly ridiculous. And it just goes to show that our elected representatives, you can just use that term so lightly now, who want to pander to the minority of the joy killers. And anyone that can find anything to moan about ever. It is a sad indictment of where we are in our society in the UK. And I wonder how far we've got to go, really, to turn it around.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I've been warning about these kind of things for a long time, as have many people. But the way we have to act is we need to get people in our local councils and in positions of power, because these are the people that are making decisions. And as I've said many times, if people keep on electing Labour, Lib Dem, Green, Tory, fake Conservatives, you're going to keep getting an attack on our own culture, because they are all adherent to the ideologies of multiculturalism and mass immigration. They're facilitating it, and they're facilitating it on a national level with mass immigration and on a local level with elevating multiculturalism. That is the program that is being implemented. But to do that, they're also suppressing our own. So the idea is they will celebrate every single culture in the world except our own, and they're actually militating against our own culture. This is what's happening. We all need to step up and get involved in politics, get involved, stand for your local council. There are elections in a month's time, in a month and a half's time, as I've been saying, please do come and join me in the Heritage Party, or if you don't want to get involved in a political party, at least stand as an independent, make your voice heard, get into power, and then you can stop these bad decisions being made.